November 2014, presented by myself, Phil Carr and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. So today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session will be covering an overview of the commodities markets. We'll be looking at the top trades of the week. We'll cover live commentary and technical analysis. And of course, we'll be answering any questions you may have as well. So before we get started, I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world. So gold, silver, oil, natural gas, the agricultural commodities. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. Also responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders, and a regular contributor to a number of financial publications, speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent several years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset and tools that can make any trader available to make profits in any market. Also, he's responsible for the commodities analysis and research relating to the Gold and Silver Club proprietary trading strategies. Nick has written many articles on monetary economics. He regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we've appeared frequently on financial television. Okay, so that's a bit of background on the Gold and Silver Club. We'll just take a look at the gold price at the moment. We're currently trading at $1,195 per ounce. So we'll take a look at the technicals very shortly. Before doing so, we'll just go through the top trades of this week. There's been some quite highly lucrative opportunities over the last week using the Gold and Silver Club's signature trading strategies. So first of all, this was going back to last Friday. In fact, in the afternoon, we had a lovely breakout trade available. So the risk on the trade, 150 points risk, so $1,500 risk for each lot traded, for a profit of 330 points, $3,300 for a 2-to-1 on gold from last Friday. Earlier in the week, we had a lovely breakout on natural gas, V-shaped reversal pattern, which was helped along by the natural gas storage inventories as well. The risk on that trade was 100 points, so $1,000 for each lot traded, for a profit of 200 points or $2,000 for a 2-to-1. And we also had a lovely breakout on platinum, which continues to rally actually today. Just yesterday, we had a lovely breakout trade back up to the resistance channel, which we've now broken out of. The risk on the trade, 100 points. So $1,000 risk for 270 points reward, $2,700 reward for a 2.5-to-1 on platinum. Okay, so we'll move over to the technicals. We'll just take a look at the charts at the moment. The first chart I will start off with is going to be the gold chart. We can see here gold's definitely starting to build a base here just on the daily. Very clearly, we've got a trend channel which is starting to develop. We came down and retested that just on Wednesday of the minutes from the FOMC, but we did hold the lower end of the channel, did hold here. And we're expecting in the short term here a little bit more upside up to the upper end of this channel. So I'll be targeting, in the short term, I'd like to see a break back above and a close above the 1200s. And ultimately, I would like to see, as we go into next week, before we start seeing potentially more downside, again, a close above the 1205 and just coming up to the upper end of this trend channel. We've got quite good confidence on this on the higher time frames as well, where we are expecting a move higher here. So looking at gold this afternoon, all the metals actually looking fairly strong at the moment. In fact, I'll just move over to copper here, which is just breaking out right now. So copper often one of the leading metals, and we can see that breaking out. There is a trend channel above, which is actually starting to break out from. Taking a look also, just move over to platinum here. Platinum also breaking out of a recent consolidation to the upside. So the metals complex is looking very strong. And if you'll note, the previous couple of Fridays, we have seen Friday rallies on the metals. So I think it's very... I would say it's a very good idea for you to position yourself potentially for some breakouts here this afternoon on the metals, particularly gold, silver, copper, platinum, palladium. They all are looking quite strong. I'd say gold at the moment currently trading at $1,195 an ounce. Yeah, we are looking for more upside on that. Just take a look at silver as well. Silver, very similar situation. You can see a nice trend channel which is building on silver here. We're currently sitting at 1628. If we can just break above and close above the weekly highs here, we'll probably get a pop to the upside here. So a break and a close above 1650, and we're likely to just get more upside. Just look at the trend channels really on these markets. It's very clear price action here where we're looking for the market to go. It did retrace again on the minutes on the FOMC on Wednesday, but we very quickly closed back into this trend channel. So it's looking quite strong across the metals complex right now. So that's gold and silver. Looking at platinum at the moment, again, we've got some confidence on the higher time frames here as well, with this key level around the 1180 zone has held here. Okay, so we just go out to the higher time frames. You can see that very clearly. It's been defended. We've had about 4 retests of that over the last about 6 weeks or so, and every time we've tested 1180, it has held. This consolidation that we've had over the last 10 days just here on the daily, you can see we've now finally broken above this. If we can get a close above the 1220 level, this could certainly see more upside for platinum here. So platinum, definitely a market you want to watch here as we come into the Friday Open, the US Open. Palladium, very similar situation. Nice little upward trending channel that we've been developing here on the daily. We're starting to break out. I'd like to see a little bit more further upside here. So just to break, you can see we've come very close to it. A break above 782 and a close above 782. And I think we're going to get more upside here on Palladium as well. So definitely for me, you want to be watching all the metals complex this afternoon and potentially getting in on some breakout trades here if we continue to get a rally. Do watch the US dollar index as well. The US dollar index, we're continuing to consolidate on the US dollar. If we do get a pullback later on this afternoon, we would expect that to give a little bit more support to the metals. So do keep an eye out on the US dollar index as well. I don't think there are any more questions on the metals at the moment. If you guys have any questions on the metals, do let me know. I'll come back to those and summarize those towards the end. Just moving over to the softs now as well. We've had a nice rally here over really the last 6 weeks on both corn and wheat. We did break down due to oversupply over the last week. We've had an oversupply of corn, which has given some downside to the technicals here. We've seen a breakthrough actually the lower end of this trend channel. So what I'm looking at now is whether we broke through the trend channel earlier on this week, and then we've retraced back up to the lower end of the trend channel. So I'm just wondering whether this is going to be a goodbye kiss and we are going to develop a new channel to the downside in the short term here, or whether corn can get a break back into this channel again, this upward trending channel. Again, we'll go over to the larger time frames here. We have had some support around a very key level which wasn't taken out. The swing low here going back to 358 did hold. We've seen corn hold on to that level. Now what you want to do if you do trade the agricultural markets, you want to also look at the confluence there with wheat. Wheat, we did get a pullback over this week, but again we've found some support, particularly yesterday. We found strong support. We've got now a secondary channel developing here on the wheat market as well. So wheat and corn, very interested to see how these markets are going to close the week. If they can get more upside here and get a close back within this trend channel, I think we could get a continuation of the primary trend as we go into next week, and there'll be more day trade opportunities on these markets. So we are waiting to see how both of these markets close the week and close the daily, but there's certainly been some good trade opportunities on corn and wheat over the last 5 or 6 weeks. Now moving over to the energies, we had a lovely breakout on natural gas this week. We've just continued to ramp up. We had a gap earlier on in the week on the Sunday Open, which has just continued to follow through this week. We took this breakout trade here, which was a 200-point breakout, right up to resistance again, where we've just seen some profit taking. You've got quite a clear V-shaped reversal pattern here as well, just having a look at the daily here. So these typically these V-shaped reversal patterns, they are very quick to deliver profit. So once you start to see that a V-shaped reversal pattern is forming and you can see where the upper end of this neckline will be, you can catch these breakouts, which is exactly what we've done here. So we've come up to the neckline, we're getting some profit taking around this key level at 4.631. Ultimately, if we're looking at natural gas here, we want to see whether it can get a close above these key levels. We may have another trade opportunity here as we go into next week, but we've had some really good day trades this week on natural gas. Moving over to Brent crude oil here. Brent actually looking quite bullish, and also WTI looking bullish at the moment. We're still we've got some swing highs just above which we're not really clear. We're nowhere near clearing these swing highs at the moment, but we are getting a test of a resistance level around the 80-50 level this afternoon. If we just go out to the higher time frames here, we can actually see we're getting a bullish candle just developing on the weekly here too. So I think the oils will definitely be one to watch. We are seeing a little bit of a breakout to the upside. Interested again to see how Brent and WTI are going to close. Ultimately, they're in a very strong downward trending channel at the moment. You can see here the natural key level for oil to break above would be this this trend channel, which we've got from the previous swing highs, just going back to the end of October and mid-November as well. That's where we may see some rejection again and a continuation for a sell. But at the moment, we're getting a bit of a retracement. We are quite oversold with oil, Brent and WTI, so we'll see whether we do get further upside here this afternoon. Moving over to light sweet crude oil, very similar situation. We've got a consolidation actually on light sweet crude oil, which we're starting to break above here. So we're getting just to break above the weekly highs, which are sitting at circa about 76.32. So we can see this breakout forming at the moment. In fact, if we draw on similar trend channels, we are starting to get a break. We're just sitting right at that channel at the moment. So we will see whether we get a close above this trend channel, and if we close above this consolidation zone. If so, we may well get some nice breakout trades and some good, decent moves going into next week here for Brent and WTI. As mentioned, they are quite oversold at the moment. Really depends on the Friday close today. But those are both definitely markets to watch as we go into the US session this afternoon. And finally, just having a look at the coffee market here as well. Coffee, we are continuing to build a bit of a base here to the upside. We were quite oversold when we got to the 180 level, and we can see this support zone, which we're starting to just build to the upside. We did get a breakout earlier in this week, which is retraced, but we found support again at the 187 level. So if you do trade the coffee market, we'll be looking for potential rejections and buy signals around this trend line at 188. Okay, excellent. I'm just going to do a quick recap for you guys just regarding the metals again. So I think definitely keep an eye on gold this afternoon. So the last couple of Fridays, we have seen some rallies into the afternoon across the metals complex. So we're just looking for a break above the weekly highs here. So I said we want above 1200 to see further upside. Silver as well, one to watch if we can get a break above 1650. Copper as well, want to see if we're going to break out of this downward trending channel, which has been in place since July. Quite a long time this channel has been in place. If we do get a breakout and a close above that channel, it may well be a leading indicator for the other metals. Platinum here, you can see is broken out of its consolidation zone, so platinum one to watch, and palladium too, if it can get a break above 782 dollars per ounce. So there's lots to be looking at on the metals this afternoon, and also keep an eye on the energies to see whether we can get a break and a close above at this the weekly highs here. Okay, so that's really what we're looking at in the technicals. There's certainly a lot to look at this afternoon, and if you would like to find out more about the Gold and Silver Club live trading room program, our upcoming courses as well, and our trade signals, you can find very simply more information about that. Go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. You can contact us also at our London, New York, Sydney, Johannesburg or the Budapest office to request information on the Gold and Silver Club live trading room programs, our daily trade calls, and also make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You will get free weekly reports on the precious metals, energies, agriculture, as well as live market analysis and prices by very simply going to www.thegoldensilverclub.com. Okay, so I shall leave you with these details and look forward to hearing from you. So wish you all good trading this afternoon, guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Okay, take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Cheers. Bye-bye.